lights on a beautiful evening at Salt River Field's a talking stick. The D-backs leading the majors in batting average, runs, and hits this spring. Hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. Arizona Diamondbacks spring training baseball brought to you by Ram Trucks. Good evening from Scottsdale. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly along the way. The Diamondbacks, winners of 16 of their 21 Cactus League games, here tonight hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. That means, Bob, Gene Segura faces his old team.
Well, that means he's going to get at least a couple of knocks. Gene Segura in 10 Cactus League games has 20 base hits. That's tied for the major league lead. This guy has just raked from day one of spring training. He's
hit safely in all 10. Including 3 for 4 yesterday, and the Diamondbacks win over the Reds in Goodyear. Patrick Corbin and Josh Hader, your pitching matchup here tonight. When we come back, Jody Jackson checks in. What's with all the offense? We'll ask Chip Hale and delve into some of these amazing spring training numbers. Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Back after this.
Best play is at Sanderson Ford. Chaz Roberts Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. Cox Gigablast. How will you live the gig life? And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money.
Fans packing the place for this matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. Happy to have you for Cactus League baseball here on Fox Sports Arizona. Jody Jackson with you. Now, you heard Steve Berthune and Bob Brenly talk about some of the amazing numbers the Diamondbacks are putting up this spring. In fact, they are the hottest offense in all of Major League Baseball. If you ask Chip Hale, though, he said, look, I don't get too giddy about spring training numbers, but he is analyzing every single at-bat, and he likes what he sees. It's hard to ignore the numbers, though, right now. They lead the majors in average at 320. That's 153 runs, 244 hits, and you love the on-base percentage. He says, look, I love the fact that we're working some walks, and we've worked on situational hitting. They did that as well last year, but it's a little more focused. And Chip Hale actually says there's plenty of room for improvement. Spoken like a manager who is not putting too much stock into spring training as he evaluates all these players. Now, we know competition is heating up as well. That will be on display here tonight. When we come back, first pitch from Salt River Fields, the Brewers visiting the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Art by Nissan. Get great offers on 5 exciting new models at Nissan now. Shop ChooseNissan.com today. Lone Butte Casino. You're in for more winning moments at Lone Butte Casino. By Tire Pros. For the best selection of Continental and General brand tires, visit one of our 22 locally owned locations. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Double Jack Burger today, only at Jack in the Box. What a gorgeous night here in the Valley of the Sun. We're under the lights in Scottsdale, Arizona. 85 degrees. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson along the way. It's the Diamondbacks who have won 16 of their 21 Cactus League games this spring, leading all major league teams in batting average, runs, hits, and total bases. And in front of another sellout crowd here, hosting Craig Counsell and his rebuilding Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers actually playing a split squad game tonight. They played the Angels earlier this afternoon over at Maryvale. Aaron Hill, Ryan Braun, Chris Carter were among the Milwaukee players who were assigned to that game. So, Bob, we won't see former D-back Aaron Hill here tonight, but we do want to wish Aaron a happy birthday.
Absolutely. Happy birthday to Aaron Hill. Figures to be the starting third baseman for the Brewers this year, getting a lot of time down there at the hot corner. Talked to Craig Counsell briefly before the ball game. They won that earlier game this afternoon on a walk-off, so they're on somewhat of a roll right now. Leading off will be Colin Walsh at third base, a Rule 5 pick from the Oakland Athletics. Jonathan Villar at shortstop. Will Middlebrooks at first base. Domingo Santana out in right field with Scooter Gennett at second base. Martin Maldonado doing the catching. Eric Young Jr. will be out in left field with Keon Broxton in center, and the left-hander Josh Hader on the mound.
Craig Counsell named his starting rotation today. Right-hander Willie Peralta will be Milwaukee's opening day starter. His first ever opening day start. The Brewers will open their season at home April 4 against the Giants at Miller Park. And following Peralta in a rotation for Craig Counsell will be Jimmy Nelson, Matt Garza, Taylor Youngman, and former D-back Chase Anderson.
How about that?
Yeah, they had Matt Garza start that game against the Angels earlier today at Maryvale. Chip Hale's Diamondbacks. Boy, what a story it's been. 6 sellouts here at Salt River Fields this spring, including the last 5 games here. And sellout crowds expected for the next 3 home games, including tomorrow night's visit from the Giants. And we will have that game for you on the TV side here tomorrow night on Fox Sports Arizona as the Diamondbacks take the field. 4th Cactus League start for Patrick Corbin, the 26-year-old left-hander. And Patrick so far has looked very good. 2-0. The ERA is exactly 1 in 9 innings of work. He has walked 2 and struck out 10.
And really hasn't had the hiccup that you see a lot of pitchers have in spring training. He might have it tonight for all we know, but his stuff has been very good, and with each successive outing it's been a little sharper, a little crisper, mixing in more of his secondary pitches. He looks like he's in mid-season form right now.
Worked 4 innings in his last start. That was last Wednesday here at Salt River Fields against the Reds. Allowed just 1 earned run on 3 hits and threw 65 pitches in that ball game. Our Eye on Defense now brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
Talking about defense, you always keep an eye on Paul Goldschmidt over there at first base. Yasmani Tomas will be in left field with Socrates Brito in center. David Peralta over in right. Jake Lamb at third base. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Gene Segura, we talked about in the open of the show, as hot as you can possibly be. He'll be at second base tonight. Tuffy Gosowich doing the catching for left-hander Patrick Corbin.
And A.J. Pollock participated in a minor league game yesterday. He was allowed to throw but could only bunt at the plate. He'll do that for another day or so. But A.J. was also supposed to take a full batting practice round with his group today and for the next few days. And Chip says hopefully A.J. will get into a game sometime this week. We are just about set to go. Jim Reynolds will be our plate umpire here tonight. The Brewers and the Diamondbacks. Glad you're with us on Fox Sports Arizona. And while we have a moment, Bob Brenly with our Valley Honda keys to the game. What do you have tonight?
Well, it's a night game under the lights. Had a couple of those, and we're going to call this one Monday Night Lights. Just get used to not battling the sun. However, you do have to battle the lights here and the haze in the early part of the ball game. And for Patrick Corbin, just continue to fine-tune those secondary pitches and the fastball command. That's what we've heard him and all the Diamondbacks pitchers talk about this spring. Fastball command.
Clear eyes, full hearts as we start the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Colin Walsh right back to the mound. Corbin's on it. 1 pitch, 1 out. So nice to have such a good athlete out there on the mound.
Yeah, feels his position well. Gets over to cover first base on balls hit to the right side, always backing up the right base should the ball be hit into the outfield. It only makes a difference when you don't do it. That's when you really notice it.
It can get ugly with some guys.
Oh, yeah.
Chip Hale is out there having a conversation with the umpires. And he has retaken his seat as Jonathan VR steps in. Another switch hitter at the top of this lineup. Just 194 this spring. He has struck out 10 times in 31 at-bats. And VR considered something of a placeholder at shortstop until their top prospect can take over at that position. Orlando Arcia, who they're very excited about, 1-1 now. VR acquired from the Astros last November in a trade for minor league pitcher Cy Snead, who had been a third-round pick by Milwaukee. This is going to roll foul at third.
A shot at Brewers manager Craig Counsell there. I had a chance to talk to Counsell just a little bit before the ball game today about the split squad, where you play a day game somewhere in the valley and then turn around and play a night game somewhere else in the valley. He made it over here from their early afternoon game about 45 minutes before game time. Said it's a long day.
Yeah, it starts at about 6 in the morning for these guys.
Yeah.
Chip Hale and his staff had that in a split squad scenario on Saturday, where they played a game here against the Rangers and then went to Peoria Saturday night to take on the Mariners. 1-2. Patrick Corbin, that's his 11th strikeout this spring, 2 down.
We've seen this pitch a lot from Patrick Corbin. The slider down and in, starts it right over the middle of the plate. You see that late movement down and in. VR swings right over the top. That's his strikeout pitch. That's what we've become accustomed to calling his out pitch. But that improved straight changeup is another real good weapon for him. We'll see plenty of that tonight as well.
Will Middlebrooks playing first base. Foul ground for Goldie. A nice, easy 6-pitch inning for Patrick Corbin, just underway on a gorgeous night here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Brewers and Diamondbacks. I asked Chip Hale this morning, can spring training go too well? And he said, we were talking about that this morning. Some of the coaches are a little nervous. And a former Brewer, Gene Segura, leads it off.
Gene Segura will lead it off and play second base tonight. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Paul Goldschmidt at first base, with David Peralta cleaning up out in right field. Asmani Tomas in left. Jake Lamb at third base. Tuffy Ghost doing the catching. Once again, Patrick Corbin, the pitcher, batting 8th tonight, with Socrates Brito plugging that 9 spot.
And they'll face left-hander Josh Hader, still a few weeks shy of his 22nd birthday, acquired by the Brewers from the Astros last year as part of the deal that sent Carlos Gomez to Houston. Spent last season at Double-A and had pretty good numbers. Well, here's Segura. And what a story he's turned into, the former Brewer. One of baseball's hottest hitters this spring. .571 in Cactus League play. There's the strike. He has 20 hits in 35 at-bats, including 2 homers and 7 RBIs.
He's batting .571. His on-base percentage is .571. He's yet to draw a base on balls. Of course, when you're as hot as Gene Segura is, you want to swing the bat.
He has it safely in 10 games, 3 for 4 yesterday at Goodyear. Diamondbacks beat the Reds over there. Takes the 2-1. That's in there, first strike. Segura, no walks as Bob mentioned, never a patient hitter. Walks about once every Halley's Comet, but that's his game, and so far this spring it's worked. Well, you get nervous with those coaches sitting over there.
Yeah, you do.
That one just missed.
Darnell Cole's over there, part of Craig Counsell's staff. And there you see the Diamondbacks staff sitting outside the dugout. We've talked about this before. I personally think it's just so the players can't hear the coaches when they talk about them.
Got to have a lot of conversations over the course of the spring. He did not go, and the count is full 3-2. Well, it's the only thing he hasn't done this spring. Maybe we're a ball away from a base on balls.
About to witness Cactus League history here, possibly. There it is.
Gene Segura has drawn a walk. Leadoff man aboard. Take a look at the Brewers defensively. Our Eye on Defense brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
Here's how Craig Counsell will line them up. Eric Young Jr. in left field. Keon Broxton in center. Domingo Santana over in right field. It'll be Colin Walsh and Jonathan VR on the left side of the infield. Scooter Gennett at second base. Will Middlebrooks at first. Martin Maldonado doing the catching for left-hander Josh Hader.
Nick Ahmed, he has hit safely in 11 of 12 games this spring. Nick at .405, he's got 2 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. And he's knocked in 10.
He too looking for his first base on balls of the spring. The .405 batting average, his on base percentage is actually .395.
You'll notice that Hader out there on the mound has some deception. There's a little turn in his delivery. That's a fastball that will live in the mid-90s. Change up and a curveball that some of the scouts like. Nick fights off the 0-2 to stay alive.
Hader's been a big-time strikeout pitcher throughout his professional career, averaging better than a strikeout per inning. He's held opposing batters to a .208 batting average. One of those funky lefties. Has a lot of movement in his delivery. Kind of a slinging arm action. Gets a lot of late life on that fastball.
A 19th round draft pick by Baltimore out of high school just 4 years ago. So he's moved up pretty quickly for a high school pitcher. Orioles sent him to Houston. The Astros sent him to Milwaukee. He's got some impressive minor league strikeout numbers, more strikeouts than innings pitched the last 2 minor league seasons. Martin Maldonado behind the plate, keeping an eye on Segura at first. A ball and 2 strikes. There goes Segura. Maldonado, the throw is not in time.
A good read. That's something that the Diamondbacks coaching staff has really tried to impart to their base runners. Anticipate that pitch in the dirt. When you see that ball headed for the dirt, just go ahead and take off for second base. That catcher needs to block the ball, recover, find the baseball, and then make a good throw. That time the one hopper allowed Segura to get in underneath the tag at second.
2-2 on Ahmed with Segura in scoring position now. Good take by Nick, and the count is full. So Hader has worked a 3-2 count on the first two Diamondback batters tonight. Nick down 0-2. Now the count is full. Here it is.
The old pickoff at second base.
Here's your one. Check off your list.
You're going to see it at least once every spring training game. Teams work on that particular fundamental at least one day a week. They come out and work on pickoffs to all the bases, and inevitably you get one during the game with a runner at second. You got to try the pickoff move.
Called strike three. And he rings up Ahmed for the first out. Here's Goldie. Goldie starting to heat up a 5-game hit streak. 297 this spring. He has doubled twice and homered, and has 8 RBIs in 12 games. Homered here Friday against the Dodgers, a line drive out to right center.
An uncharacteristic at bat already for Paul Goldschmidt. Swung at a first pitch breaking ball, which you rarely see him do, and then takes a second pitch fastball right down the middle of the plate. Look at this. Gene Segura heads up, caught the Brewers defense with their heads down, just took off for third base.
Hader still holding the baseball.
Segura just wandering off the bag. Gets to a point where he thinks he can outrun Colin Walsh, the third baseman, to the bag and beat any possible throw from the mound. That time they couldn't even make a throw.
He's at third with one out. Infield creeps in for Milwaukee. That one got the plate umpire.
And that's a big 90 feet for Gene Segura, even more so for Paul Goldschmidt. Now the Brewers bring their infield in. That improves your chances of driving the ball through that infield. Medium depth fly ball to the outfield will score the first run of the game.
A walk and a pair of steals has Segura at third. 0-2 on Goldie.
Don't you just love baseball? Patrick Corbin had a 6-pitch first inning. Josh Hader threw 7 pitches to Gene Segura and 7 pitches to Nick Ahmed.
That one got Maldonado.
I think it got Goldie too. Sounded like it might have just caught Shue.
Take a look. Oh no, it went right over his head. It looked like he was down in pain there for a moment.
Got Goldie on the back foot that time. That slider down and in just kept biting. Eventually hit him on the right foot.
So they're on the corners with one down for David Peralta. A chance for an at-bat against a lefty for David, who's hitting .206 with 1 home run this spring. Chip Hale said some of the guys have been bugging him for more at bats, and Peralta's been at the front of that line. Big surprise. So they may run some guys through some minor league games or some B games back there, some of the regulars, to give them more looks.
Every player's a little different how much they need in preparation for the regular season. Some guys like as many at bats as they can rack up in the Cactus League, whether it's a B game or a regular game. Other guys get to a point where they feel comfortable, and then they kind of like to back off a little bit as you get toward the end of spring training. Kind of save it for the regular season.
Well, the interesting thing for David was he was not allowed to play winter ball in Venezuela this offseason. He usually does. He was coming off an injury in that final series of the year against the Astros. You might remember he hurt his right wrist on a sliding catch in the outfield that final weekend. So he didn't get to play winter ball like he usually does. So he might feel like he's a bit behind. Three and one.
And this is a part of David's game that's really improved his at bats against left-handed pitching. I mean, Josh Hader is not an easy at bat for a left-handed batter. Talked about all the moving parts out there. He's a big, tall, long-armed guy. Occasionally drops down a little bit toward sidearm.
And he got him. Second strikeout in the inning for Hader. 2 down. Yasmani Tomas, 100% good to go all out. Chip Hale told us this morning. No restrictions on Yasmani from here on in. After he missed 2 full weeks of games with a sore left knee, so he's just 5 for 12 so far this spring. A pair of hits at Goodyear yesterday in the win over the Reds. He's got Segura at third, Goldie at first. Already a 25 pitch first inning for Hader. Brewers bullpen is busy.
Now Goldie's seen a couple of pickoff moves from Hader over there at first base. He actually dove back into the bag at first on a delivery home. Was really having a hard time reading the move of the lefty out there on the mound. But now he's seen a couple of pickoff throws to first. Hopefully he's figured out the difference between the delivery home and the pickoff move to first.
Tomas on one hop. Scooter Gennett backs him up from the outfield grass, and Hader strands 2. Through 1 inning in Scottsdale, no score. Brewers and the Diamondbacks on Fox Sports Arizona. Brewers set for the second inning. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly, and Jody Jackson with you. A packed house here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. It's just a gorgeous night. Domingo Santana leads off the Milwaukee second against Patrick Corbin. And Patrick, as always, attacking the strike zone, throwing strikes. Santana, this is a guy who's created a lot of excitement in camp this spring. He's expected to be their right fielder. And he's hitting .524 through his first 9 Cactus League games. In fact, he's hit in 6 straight. 4 doubles and a home run. Acquired by the Brewers from Houston at the trade deadline last July as part of that deal that sent Carlos Gomez and Mike Fiers to the Astros. This is a guy who runs well, has a very good throwing arm, and put up some big power numbers in the minor leagues. Just 23 years old. Corbin behind 3-1. Five hole on Jake Lamb right through the wickets at third. Santana's aboard. That was a smash. And it got under the glove of Lamb.
Even playing a little deeper at third base this year than he has in the past. No chance on that one. That ball just ate him up. Scalding ground ball off the bat of Santana. Stayed right down at ground level and snuck underneath the glove of Jake Lamb.
Scooter Gennett. It's been a slow spring, only 2 Cactus League games. He's got a double and a homer. He's been held back because of a sore throwing shoulder. But the MRI came back clean, so he is good to go. Ball 1. Patrick had a 6-pitch first inning. Fell behind on Santana. Now he's behind on Gennett. Scooter Gennett, .264 last year, 6 homers. And a disappointing on-base percentage, just under .300. Trying to turn that around this year. Patrick seems to be fighting himself out there just a bit. Corbin last year 6-5 in 16 starts, a 3.60 ERA. After coming back from Tommy John surgery. Very good career numbers against Milwaukee. Santana holds it first, and that's over the glove of Segura. It'll roll all the way to the wall in right center field. Santana with good speed will score. RBI double for Scooter Gennett makes it 1-0 Milwaukee.
Well, hard hit balls already in this inning. The hard grounder to third by Santana. Now Scooter Gennett with a line drive just over the head of Gene Segura, and that ball goes all the way to the wall. I think that's surprising power for a guy nicknamed Scooter. You mentioned the 6 homers for the Brewers last year. His given name is Ryan Joseph Gennett, known as Scooter, and this guy will be with the Brewers forever because he got married last year in April at the Miller Brewery.
She's a keeper. Nicknamed Scooter because growing up he loved the Muppet Show. Martin Maldonado, the catcher, hitting .320 in 10 games this spring. Maldonado last year a career high 66 starts behind the plate. Jonathan Lucroy had toe and concussion injury, so Maldonado caught more than twice as many innings last year as he did the year before. You might remember he hit the walk-off homer against the Diamondbacks. That was the 17th inning at Miller Park on May 31st last year. The home run off Fidel Nuno gave Milwaukee a 7-6 win. Nuno had pitched brilliantly in relief for the Diamondbacks in that game. Gave up 2 hits in 5 1/3. Waves at that one, a ball and 2 strikes. Fidel Nuno now trying to make the Mariners ball club this spring in Peoria.
And Maldonado could possibly end up catching a lot more games than he thinks this year, depending on what happens with Jonathan Lucroy, a guy that's very reasonably priced. Brewers are definitely in rebuilding mode at this point.
Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Corbin. First out in the second. Eric Young Jr. There's Mike Butcher, the new pitching coach. EY Jr. starting in left field tonight. 7 hits this spring, all singles. He's knocked in 3. Brewers outfield is it's a work in progress. They moved Ryan Braun from right field over to left. They traded Chris Davis to Oakland. Lost Ronaldo Parra to the Rockies in free agency, so they figure Braun in left, Santana in right. Center field they'll see, and the reserves still undecided. EY trying to win a job. Jake Lamb keeps it in front. He's got 1 error already. Got to be quick, and Young beats it out. He's got good speed. Second error in this inning for Jake Lamb.
A little deliberate as he goes after this ball. It does a nice job of knocking it down, but by the time he gets to it and fires across the diamond, Eric Young Jr. with that speed able to leg it out.
First and second, 1 out for the former D-back. It's Keon Broxton, who's in center field tonight. And he is having a really good spring, Keon Broxton. .348 in 15 games. And he's walked 9 times. Originally a 3rd-round pick by the Diamondbacks in 2009. D-backs sold Broxton to the Pirates in March of 2014. Pittsburgh dealt him to the Brewers last December. He's got an on-base percentage this spring of over .530, and that's helped him steal 6 bases. Missed inside, a ball and a strike. Jeanette, the runner at second, Young at first. Chopper to shortstop. Ahmed for 1. Make it 2. Corbin gets the double play ball to get out of it, but the Brewers get a run. 2 errors in the inning. Scooter Jeanette's RBI double has made it 1-0 Milwaukee.
1-0 here. Spring training continuing. I'm alongside Shelby Miller, who will occupy the number 2 spot in the rotation coming over from the Braves in the offseason. And Shelby, you started yesterday. Yep. And for you, spring I know is a process. You're outing, a little bit of a rough start. Is that part of it too during spring, is being able to work out the kinks and you finish strong in that game?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, like the third time you're pitching during, coming back from spring training. I mean, it's only the third game of the year, so you're going to have some innings where they're a little rougher than others. But, the biggest thing's to adjust and try to get out of it. And I thought we did an all right job of that. Obviously, I gave up some runs when it's always frustrating when we, put up 6 runs and then you go out and give up 3. But, that's part of spring training. But I felt like we did a good job settling after that. So it's, it's still early, but it's about time to start getting game ready.
I know, first outing, you said you were working on the curveball, and I know you and Mike Butcher have been working on that. So it's also time to tinker a little bit, right? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we got, you got guys working on all their stuff, trying to just fine-tune it and just really get it in the zone and get the spin right and just little things like that. I mean, it's not like we're trying to go out and spring training isn't about results. You're trying to work on things and like I said, fine-tune everything, get ready for a long season. But, that's why we have spring is so you can do those things.
You're ramping up. I mean, we're getting closer and closer, though. Are you already kind of feeling the excitement? Because, it is a new team that you're with, and you've talked about the clubhouse vibe. So how excited are you to get it going?
I'm ready. I wish the season was starting tomorrow. I mean, it's I think we have a good 2016 ahead of us. I mean, if we could just play good baseball and play as a team and show up ready to go every single day, we should be good. And that's taking nothing from a tough division. I mean, we got the Dodgers and the Giants and San Diego, and Colorado's got a great offense, so it's not going to be easy. But we believe in ourselves. We believe that we got the ability to go out there and do something special, and all we're trying to do is do that. And play baseball, have fun.
Obviously, Zach heading up this rotation. When you saw Zach Greinke going to the D-backs, I guess my question is, were you surprised at that particular move, and did you have any inkling you might be the next guy to join the team?
No, I didn't. I mean, I remember the day they went out and got Zach, and he obviously signs a big contract, and I don't know how close our transactions were together, but he's but when I initially when I got found out that I was coming over here, I was pumped. It was. I've had faced the Diamondbacks in the past and know the offense that they have, and with Tony over here and Stu and everybody just doing what they're doing, I feel like this team's headed in the right direction, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And guys like Zach and Goldschmidt are just icing on the cake. Those key players that are some of the best in the league are fun to watch, and really the core of this team, and we're the guys trying to help. So. Like I said, it should be a fun 2016. We should have a good team.
You mentioned Tony. You were obviously with him before with the Cardinals, and you get a taste of that postseason that you had with them. I mean, that only makes you hungrier, I imagine, right?
Oh, man, it's the best. It's the whole reason why we play the game is to make it to the playoffs and, pop champagne all over each other and just celebrate. There's really nothing better, and I can say I've been on both sides of the ball now. I mean, I was in the playoffs, 3 years with St. Louis, and then in Atlanta last year we almost lost 100 games. So it was a rough season, but I could definitely say that making the playoffs and winning is a lot more fun than it is losing.
Okay, so you've been in the Grapefruit League your entire career. First Cactus League experience. You and I talked a couple weeks ago. But what are you enjoying most about being an Arizonan now? Let's welcome you in, Arizona.
There's so many things. I mean, it's first off, it's a beautiful state. I mean, everybody knows that. I know the summers here get a little rough, but other than that, the weather out here is perfect. All the teams are close. I just like the vibe out here. I think that's a good play by him. I just think and living out here year round is pretty convenient, and not a lot of teams get that, and to have that as a luxury and just being in a place like this year round is pretty special.
Shelby, thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Shelby Miller, guys.
Great to have him here. Thank you, Jody. That was a nice play by Colin Walsh down at third off the bat of Tuffy to start the 5-4-3, so they erased the leadoff walk to Lamb. 2 down now, and batting eighth once again for Chip Hale. It's the pitcher, this time Patrick Corbin. I've yet to meet the person who prefers the Grapefruit League to the Cactus League.
Well, maybe Troy Tulowitzki, but
well,
other than that, I can't think of anybody.
Dunedin is beautiful this time of year. 0-2. The proximity, the ballparks, the facilities, the area, the restaurants, the weather. You can't beat it out here.
And that's just during spring training. I mean, a lot of the guys that live here year round, it's ideal to work on your craft all year round. You never really have a month where you can't get outdoors, can't take batting practice on the field or play long toss, whatever it is you feel you need to do in the offseason to get ready.
Well, Hader gets his third strikeout through 2. Diamondbacks trail the Brewers 1-0. Secure tickets now for the D-backs opening day game at Chase Field. It's Monday, April 4 against the Colorado Rockies. First pitch is 6:40. And Zach Greinke will be on the mound, his D-backs debut. You won't want to miss it. Should be an exciting night, a big crowd expected. A game you don't want to miss. So get your tickets at dbacks.com. Full house here tonight. Diamondbacks on the verge of another spring training sellout. 6 sellouts here this spring, including the last 5 here. And we expect sellout crowds for the next 3 home games, including tomorrow night against the Giants. We will have that game for you on TV right here on Fox Sports Arizona.
Saw quite a number of Giants fans here in the crowd tonight. Maybe some advanced scouts, I'm not sure. But
they wandered over from Old Town.
Yeah.
Salty Senorita ran out of seats. Josh Hader, the pitcher, leads it off. Giant fans, boy, they do a great job. They come out, support their team. They're here in the Valley with us all spring long. It's hard to get a seat over at Scottsdale Stadium. We have a Salty Senorita right here. Called strike 3. Third strikeout for Corbin, 1 down. One of the big goals for Patrick this spring, he has told us repeatedly, he's trying to get his changeup to where he can throw it as much as his slider and rely on that pitch when he's in jams or when he's trying to get ahead in counts. So we'll keep an eye on that tonight. He has really worked on it a lot this spring. Colin Walsh, the leadoff man. Fly ball, first pitch he sees. Backs up David Peralta. 2 outs. The changeup is a pitch that Patrick would like to show lefties and righties, just to get guys off the slider and off the fastball a little bit. Give them one more little thing to think about.
especially effective against the right-handed hitters. Of course, his slider breaks down and into a righty, and as we mentioned earlier, that's his out pitch, his strikeout pitch. If he can get that changeup going the other direction, a little bit of fade away from the right-handed hitter, that would really help him out against some of the tough right-handed hitters in the National League. But if he gets enough confidence in that pitch that he can also throw it to lefties, then it really becomes a weapon.
Well, he had a 6-pitch first inning. He's gotten the first 2 outs here in the third on 5 pitches. He's ahead of Jonathan VR, 0-1. And there's Nick Ahmed. So a nice, tidy 7-pitch third for Corbin. Diamondbacks trail at 1-0.
The Arizona Diamondbacks, and Major League Baseball's noticing top offense in the major leagues. Big reason why is the man standing next to me, catcher Wellington Castillo. Back here, Jody Jackson with you. And, you know, you're kind of looking modest there, but you're batting .480. You've got 8 doubles, 3 home runs. What's going on with you this spring at the plate?
Do I hit it that good?
Hard. You didn't know that? Come on.
No, honestly, I don't look in my numbers, not even in the season. So I just go out and have fun and hope everything going fine.
You and I talked the other day just about the difference a year makes. You know, last year, Cubs, Mariners, and then kind of finding a home here. Is that how you feel about Arizona and Dave Stewart bringing you here and giving you this opportunity to start?
Yeah, I feel like I get home because I have a joint team here and really good players, really good guys, you know, really good coaching staff too. So I feel like really contribute to being here, and you know, every time I'm in the line, I just gonna go out and give 100% to win. That's all I care about. Is just win and help my pitching staff.
We saw you catch fire when you joined the team last year, and the power that you brought to the lineup. So, how about you at the plate? Are you doing anything different, or are you just not tweaking it too much? I saw the other day you were quoted as saying you're trying to keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it simple, but at the same time, the soon that Dale Stewart just called me when I got traded here, he just related to me like a really big confidence. That's what I feel every time he talked to me last year, like really confident. You know that they really want me here, so and just get here and come with the playing time. Just everything come easy, and the hitting coach Turner helped me a lot with my approach. You know, just stay with your approach. You got a really good swing. Just stay with that, no matter how good or how bad you're doing. Just stay with that, and you know, you're gonna have a day where you're not gonna have your best offering there, but I have my defense that I can help my team win. So, you know, just for me, hitting is just extra. I just worry about my defense and my game calling and everything. Hitting gonna be there. if I hit good, if I not good too. So I still got to do behind the plate.
Speaking of that, defense and just catching these pitchers, the pitching staff got a makeover in the offseason. Zach Greinke, what do you enjoy most so far about working with him?
Yeah, he's really smart. You know, I've been learning a lot from him. Even though we don't have a lot of time to spend yet, but you know, he's one of those the best guy in the league. So why not learning and ask questions from him and calling again from him? I see why he's one of those the best, because he knows what he need to do to each hitter to put him out and get ahead. So and you know, he's really good. Miller too. He's a power guy, power pitcher. He gonna go right up a hitter, you know, and he gonna go out there and competing. He's a competitor, you know, and we all know about Ruby and Colby and the other guys. So I think we are really good here. We have a really good meeting, and I have a really good feeling about this team.
For you, I know pitch framing is something you've been working on with Glenn Sherlock, right? Is that something that you're more focused on this year?
Yes, sir. Yes. I feel like I need to get a little bit. I need to get better on my pitching framing, because I'm down the leads. So and honestly, I don't worry about the leads. I just want to get better for my pitching staff, you know, and the more calls, strike that I can get, the better my pitching staff gonna be, and better I'm gonna be too, because they're gonna want to throw to me, because I'm gonna be a good framing guy. But you know, it's that gonna come with the time. I've been working on it, and I feel really good about what we've been doing it. So, and I've been hearing a lot of positive thing about what I'm doing. So I'm gonna stay with them and keep learning, because that's what kind of person I am. I never say I'm good here, I'm gonna stay here. No, I'm gonna keep learning, keep getting better.
Brought a lot of great energy to the team, and obviously the bat. So finally, before I let you go, Beef Mode really caught on last year, and you even, you know, we had Beef Wellington out on the field one day. How do you get it around town at all now? Is it really catching on?
You know what? The day that I try, I really like it, honestly, but I haven't hit it again.
To get it for you.
Yeah.
Pricey though.
I don't know what it is. Where can I find it? But it was really nice, really good. I like the flavor. I like the meat a lot. So.
But do people call you Beef too now, or is that just us?
No, everybody just call me Beef Mo, Beef Wellington. So whatever people want to call me, I'm fine with it.
With it, Wellington. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
There he is, Beef Mode. Beef. You gotta love it, guys.
He has been in beef mode all spring long. Another strikeout for Hader. He gets Brito and now Segura, so that's 5 in the ball game. 2 down in the third.
Well, we mentioned it before about Beef Wellington. He came up as the Cubs catcher of the future, and I think, and this is just my own opinion, I think that maybe Wellington thought he had things figured out relatively early in his career. Then bumped up against some adversity at the major league level, got traded a couple of times, and all of a sudden I think the light bulb went on for him. He realized that you're never done learning this game, and you heard him talking to Jody right there about learning the new pitchers and working with the hitting coach and the things he's learned, and I think the light bulb really went on last season for Wellington Castillo, realizing what opportunity awaited him here in Arizona, and he's taken full advantage of it.
He has found a home, that's for sure. It's been a great fit. Nick Ahmed struck out looking his first time up.
I mean, when you're the guy, you know, in an organization, whatever position it is, he's the guy. He's going to be our catcher for 10 years in the big leagues. You can occasionally start believing that before you even get to the big leagues.
Ahmed laces one fair down the left field line. It's another extra base hit this spring for Nick. A 2-out double. Diamondbacks' first hit tonight. So Ahmed this spring, 3 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run.
Been hitting the ball with more authority this spring. Hooks this one right down the third baseline into that corner. Easy 2-out double this time for Nick Ahmed, putting himself in scoring position for Paul Goldschmidt with 2 outs.
So Nick has hit safely now in 12 of his 13 Cactus League games. Came into the game hitting .405. A chance now for a 2-out RBI for Goldie. He was hit by a pitch on the foot his first time up.
this is something you would not see during the regular season. 2 outs, a runner to second base. First base is open, a left-handed hitter in the on-deck circle. There's no way in the world they pitched to Paul Goldschmidt in this situation during the regular season.
Here's Peralta on deck. The right-hander Austin Ross has been warming up for a while in the Milwaukee bullpen. Hader has been effective, just not terribly efficient out there. 60th pitch on the way, and it misses. 2-0. Hader went to a full count on 5 of the first 10 batters he faced tonight, so the pitch count is up there. Austin Ross been throwing down there for about 3 innings right now.
We've seen Goldie attack some 3-0 pitches here in spring training this year, something he doesn't generally do during the regular season. See if he picks one out here.
Hader's not liking the fingers that Maldonado's putting down there. They have to practice pitching around guys.
Yeah, I mean, it gets back to that fastball command we talk about. Every pitcher works on fastball command in spring training. But, yeah, if you're going to pitch around somebody, you throw the pitch that you know you can keep out of the middle of the plate. I think a lot of young pitchers operate under the misconception that pitching around a batter means throwing him all breaking balls. Well, if you can't command your breaking ball, you're just as likely to make a mistake with a hanging curveball as you are with a fastball on the outside corner.
3-0 to Goldie. Puts it up in the air. Short right field. Santana has it. And Hader strands the 2-out double. We are through 3. It's 1-0 Milwaukee.
Ram trucks right now. Get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
4th inning in Scottsdale. Steve Berthume, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson with you. D-backs trail the Brewers 1-0. Patrick Corbin back out there. He has retired the last 4 he's faced. Will Middlebrooks, Domingo Santana, Scooter Gennett, 3, 4, and 5, and the Brewer 4th. Middlebrooks popped up his first time up playing first base tonight. Former Red Sox and Padres. You might remember Middlebrooks was brought into San Diego before last season, given a shot to win the Padres' third base job. He did not hit for the 2nd straight season. Signed a minor league deal with the Brewers in December. Here's a strike, 3-1. Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Brewers got their one run in the second. Domingo Santana led off the inning with an error at third by Jake Lamb. Scored on a Scooter Gennett double. And that's been all the Milwaukee offense so far. And here's Santana in his second at bat tonight, the right fielder.
I think Jake Lamb's playing a couple steps deeper than he was for the first at bat for Domingo Santana.
And a hard ground ball that went right through Jake's legs under the glove. Lamb had 2 errors all by himself in that second inning. And if it weren't for that, in fact, Patrick tonight might be the model of pitch efficiency.
6 in the first, 17 in the second when they had some issues out there defensively behind him, and then 7 more pitches in the third inning.
When he fell behind on Middlebrooks 3-0, now 3-1 to Santana. That is a foul ball right by Ed Cedar at third. Santana just messing with Lamb at this point.
That time Patrick threw a changeup, and we talked about it a lot early in the ball game. He's working on his secondary pitches, trying to especially refine that straight changeup. Threw it right there on the 3-1 pitch, and if you're on the left side of the infield on a 3-1 changeup, you better know it's coming. Batter is almost assured to hit that ball to the left side of the field. Fortunately for Patrick and the Diamondbacks, he pulled the 3-1 pitch foul.
First walk for Corbin. He had retired 5 straight, so a 1-out base runner for Scooter Gennett.
Of course, the corner infielders, third baseman and first baseman, most of the time can't see the catcher's signs. The middle infielders, however, can see the signs, and if Nick Ahmed sees a changeup on a 3-1 pitch, I'm sure he has some kind of a signal to Jake Lamb to let him know we might see one coming our way in a hurry. Sometimes it's just a whistle. Sometimes you mention the guy's name. Sometimes it's, hey, watch out, he's throwing a changeup. But it sure helps those corner infielders to have an idea that the ball might be coming my way on this particular pitch.
I think it was Ozzie Guillen who used to do bird calls out there. To be an, what is it, an ornithologist or something to figure out what the pitch is going to be. Gennett slaps it the other way, drops it in left field in front of Tomas. Scooter Gennett 2 for 2. First and second, 1 down for Milwaukee. Well, Scooter Gennett hasn't played a whole lot this spring, but he's got 6 hits and 9 at bats. He's at first, Santana at second, 1 down from Maldonado, the catcher, who struck out his first time up. So this is the exact type of situation in which Patrick would like to work on that changeup and use it in these Cactus League games. Try and develop that pitch, as he said, when he gets in jams. Because he's so effective at pounding hitters inside, Patrick Corbin. And when he's doing that, the changeup can then be something he can pitch away with, mixing up speed and location. And it's a pitch based on some of the swings he's been getting in working with Mike Butcher that they feel like the pitch is getting better and better for him. 1-1.
And obviously trying to stay down in this situation. 1 out in the inning. Runners at first and second. He's looking for that ground ball somewhere. Hopefully get the inning-ending double play.
Well, what's happened with Patrick in the past, he says, is his fastball command is usually so good. And that slider is such a weapon that he tended last year to kind of get away from the changeup a little bit. Almost felt at times like he just didn't need to throw it. So what would happen was he'd get into a ball game. He'd be about 40 pitches or so in a game before he'd even throw one changeup. And so just never got a feel for it. So he's trying to throw it earlier in the games here this spring. 2-2 now. Get something in the hitter's mind that's a little different and do it early. That's a good example right there. Corbin strikes out Maldonado. That's 4 strikeouts for Patrick.
There's a couple different schools of thought on that third pitch, the changeup. You show it early to put it in the hitter's mind. Okay, he's throwing a good changeup tonight to go along with his fastball and slider. The other theory is save it for later in the ballgame, maybe the second or third time through the batting order. They haven't seen any straight changeups. Of course, the risk you run there is by not having thrown a changeup for 4 or 5 innings, you might not have a good feel for it. So a couple of different ways to attack that third pitch.
And it seems to be, Bob, that changeup is more of a feel pitch for pitchers than maybe any other pitch.
It really involves a lot of trust on the part of the pitcher. You know, you change your grip somehow, whether it's a circle change or a split finger, or you choke the ball back in the palm of your hand. However you throw your changeup, you've got to trust that if I throw this like I throw my fastball, the grip is going to take the velocity off the pitch. And when a pitcher uses the same amount of energy and the same arm speed and the same arm action on a changeup as he does on his fastball, sometimes they don't trust themselves. They don't think they're going to take enough off of the pitch. But after you've thrown a few successfully, like we've seen Patrick do this spring, it becomes second nature. You know that if I put this grip on the baseball and throw it just like I throw my fastball, I'll get the desired result. The pitch will do what I want it to do.
And if you can get that confidence and conviction in it to throw it in situations like this, then you've really got something. 2-1 to EY Jr. There's a strike, 2-2. There it is again. 5 strikeouts for Corbin. He strands 2 in the 4th. Diamondbacks trail the Brewers 1-0.
Salt River Fields. When the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
New pitcher for the Brewers. It's the 27-year-old right-hander out of LSU, Austin Ross, a 8th-round pick out of Baton Rouge by the Brewers 6 years ago. Last year in the minor league, 6-3, a 4.61 ERA in just over 70 innings. And he'll work to Peralta, Tomas, and Lamb 4, 5, and 6 in the Diamondback 4th. Austin Ross split last year between AA Biloxi and AAA Colorado Springs. 49 appearances, all in relief. 78 strikeouts in 70 innings. Peralta struck out his first time up, 0 for 1. Takes it the other way, right at E.Y. Jr. One pitch, one out.
Almost right in his tracks. Good approach that time by David. The inside out swing produced a line drive, unfortunately right at the Brewer left field.
Yasmani Tomas grounded out in his first at bat. Five for 13 in his Cactus League season so far. He's got 2 doubles and 2 hits yesterday at Goodyear. And of course missed 2 weeks with that sore left knee. Chip Hale said that the coaches felt that they had worked so hard with Tomas, Dave Magadan especially, on some things prior to games starting this spring, that when they saw he was hurt, he was favoring that knee, so the swing wasn't the same swing that they had sort of built and worked on. And that's one of the big reasons why they told Tomas, look, if the knee is bothering you, it's messing up your mechanics, let's just shut it down here for a week or 2.
That's a way a guy can really develop some bad habits in a hurry, trying to protect against an injury. So the wise course of action was just to shut him down for a little while, cool that knee off again, and then get him back out there, getting as many at bats as you can in the last couple weeks of spring training.
Yeah, they felt they had made real progress, and they didn't want to see him regress because the sore left knee was impacting the swing. Waves at that one. First strikeout for Ross, 2 down. Jake Lamb walked his first time up. Big fan of these Brewers spring training hats. That old logo.
The old school. That's your guy, Don Money, right?
Don Money, my favorite. Shift is on for Lamb. But they've added the gold in there with that old Harvey's Wallbangers logo that they wore in the '82 World Series team. And the big pitcher on that team, of course, was Pete Vukovich in '82. He's now here working for the Diamondbacks. He's been in camp all spring long. That's an old school classic logo. Looks good. 1-1.
That's back in the day when the Brewers used to have spring training in Sun City. Used to go over there and take a beating pretty regular in spring training. Those were some really good teams in the early mid-'80s in Milwaukee.
Jake rolls it away from the shift. And Ross comes in, works a 1-2-3 fourth. We'll go to the 5th. Diamondbacks trail Milwaukee 1-0.
and I'm actually on the concourse above the third base line. Sonoran Barbecue's right over here, and I just had to try this out because, of course, you know, Cactus League is going to be coming to a close sooner than we think, and this is an exclusive here at Salt River Fields. It's called the Mega Dog. Now, the Diamondbacks have really taken cuisine to the next level. Of course, first the D-Bat dog and the Churro dog at Chase Field, but this is just here during spring training. Guys, I don't know, have you guys tried this yet?
I have not had a Mega Dog. Our staff here at the ballpark, Jody, has sampled both the Sonoran dog and the Island Noodles, and we got rave reviews. And tonight, a little barbecue brisket, which I'm told is excellent, but we have not done the Mega Dog yet.
Well, it is all good, and I'm not, hot dogs. You're at the ballpark a lot, but when you have pulled pork on it and Southwestern green chili mac and cheese, that kind of takes it up a notch, So, well, I'm going to taste a little bit of the mac and cheese here. It's got a little kick to it. Wow,
that's a lot of food, I have to say.
That's actually really spicy. It's really good, but I'm going to need a water, so.
Hydrate.
I just had to do it. I had to try it. You know how I like to eat food on camera? I eat Borowski and Webb under the table most nights at Chase, so well, there you have it.
You've got 4 innings left, Jody. I expect you to kill that thing.
Well, if you're scoring at home, the Sonoran dog is a bacon-wrapped hot dog sold at the ballpark here. It's got beans, pico, what is that, cream? Crema. I don't know what that is. What's crema? Ross, the pitcher, has a base hit up the middle. It looks like a great deal of food. Oh, Mexican sour cream. Oh, I know what that is. Penmanship, very important. Our highly unreliable staff is at it again. The brisket, 2 thumbs up today. Colin Walsh, the third baseman. Well, of course, there's always the old reliable pizza.
Pizza. Can't go wrong. Chocolate dipped strawberries are a big hit here at Salt River Fields, especially late in the ball game.
Center field, Socrates Brito has that one, 2 outs.
At bats for Colin Walsh. He's seen 4 pitches.
And he's had a great spring, too. He's hitting .321. But he's been a little bit impatient in the leadoff spot tonight. Jonathan VR, the shortstop. He has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2. Patrick Corbin, in his last start Wednesday against the Reds, threw 65 pitches in that ball game. Went 4 innings. He's right at 60 at this point, so they're stretching everybody out a little bit more.
With each successive step where they increase it by 10 pitches or so, next outing you increase it by 10 more pitches, and you hope that gets you deeper into the ball game. But unfortunately, in spring training, sometimes you reach your pitch limit a little bit quicker than you'd like.
It's a great example of Patrick Corbin pitching inside, especially to a right-hand hitter, in this case, VR, the switch hitter. He works the inside parts of the plate as good as anybody. That slider, elevates the fastball and missed 2-2. Looks like Tuffy was setting up back there for that back foot slider from Corbin.
I think you're going to get your wish right here.
It's it on the ground. It backs up Lamb at third. Long throw for Jake, and Goldie can't scoop that one. Ross will head to third. Ed Cedar going to stop him there. An excellent job of David Peralta charging in to back that play up. That's a base hit and the 3rd error tonight for Jake Lamb.
Back up to get the hop. His throw across the diamond in the dirt. Goldie usually very adept at picking that ball off the grass or the skin part of the dirt over there at first base, but just got caught in between that long hop that time.
So it's a single for VR. The error by Lamb puts him at second. Ross at third. 2 down for Will Middlebrooks. David Peralta did a tremendous job to back that play up. He was all the way on the first base bag when they needed him to be. Now that's a long run in there from deep in right field. Middlebrooks 0 for 2. That'll reach the seats.
Well, there's something for everybody to do on every play. It doesn't really show up until the one time you don't do it. But that time David really was busting in from right field. Tuffy Gosewich, the catcher, who normally would run down to back up first base, had to stay at home just in case there was an overthrow and a potential play at the plate later on in the play. So Peralta really the only guy who could get there on that play.
The freight train was moving. Reaches down and lifts that over the Diamondback bullpen. Well, here's a good example of some of the things Patrick Corbin has been working on here, trying to use that changeup if he wants to get out of jams. He's got 2 on, 2 out. He's ahead of Middlebrooks 1 and 2. See what he likes here to put him away. Just missed inside. Patrick may have thought he had that one there.
Yeah, that strike zone's been a little tight on the inside part of the plate. Jim Reynolds, we're told, is the home plate umpire tonight. He's called some pitches up and out over the plate, but has rarely called that one on the inside corner.
Ross at third, VR at second. Big pitch for Patrick. That's his 6th strikeout tonight. He strands 2 and keeps it a 1-0 ball game. In the ball game, all 3 committed by Jake Lamb, and they trail the Brewers 1-0. As we get set for the home half of the 5th, hey fans, not too late to become a Diamondback season ticket holder for 2016. You can get your season seats for the full season, or you can choose from a half, a series, even a weekend plan. Season ticket holders enjoy the lowest price per ticket and get access to exclusive events and experiences, become a Diamondback season ticket holder for 2016. You can do so right now at dbacks.com. Here's some of the new teal BB that's making its way out to D-back Nation.
Seeing more and more of it around the ballpark here.
Oh, it looks good. Austin Ross back out there for his second inning of work. Tuffy goes a wish, the pitcher's spot, and Socrates Brito due up here in the Arizona fifth, 7-8-9. Diamondbacks are back at it tomorrow. We'll have that game for you right here on Fox Sports Arizona tomorrow night against the Giants. That's a 7-10 start. Ruby De La Rosa pitches that game. And then the Giants again on Wednesday afternoon in a 1:10 start. Left-hander Robbie Ray. So we'll be with you tomorrow on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. A little later than normal, 7 o'clock start for the D-backs and the Giants. So Austin Ross set to go. Tuffy will lead it off. He hit into a double play his first time up. And Tuffy's had a slow spring at the plate. 3 for 23. Trying to get it going right here. Oh, they have him positioned perfectly. Scooter Gennett, the second baseman, on the shortstop side of the bag, one away.
You see Gennett on the shortstop side of the bag. That's a base hit against a regular defensive alignment, but Gennett right in the spot that Tuffy hits that hard ground ball. Easy first out of the inning.
D-backs bullpen is quiet. Patrick Corbin, who's already worked 5 innings, will take the at-bat. Patrick struck out his first time up against Josh Hader. Did you get a chance to talk to your boy Craig Counsell today?
Yeah, we had a brief conversation. As we mentioned, he came across from the other split squad game that the Brewers played. And yeah, Craig's really enjoying spring training. I asked him how things are going. He says, well, we don't try to figure it out too much. We just enjoy it when it's going good. And the team came in 9-8 with 1 tie on the record. He was talking about the long day, the split squad.
Yeah, they played a game in Maryvale this afternoon against the Angels that they won in a walk-off. Slow roller VR with a tremendous play, and he throws out Corbin. Jonathan VR.
Pretty impressive play right there by VR at shortstop. Slowly hit ball, had to come in field, throw all in one motion, a submarine toss across the diamond to Middlebrooks just in time to get Patrick Corbin.
Just a perfect throw. 2 down for Socrates Brito. Brito struck out looking his first time up. 14 hits and 6 RBIs this spring. 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And it's giving Yasmani Tomas a run for his money for that left field job. Although Brito playing center tonight for A.J. Pollock. A.J. participated in a minor league game yesterday. He was allowed to throw in that game, but when he was at the plate, he was only allowed to bunt. He'll do that for another day or so. He will also hit in a batting practice group for the next few days, and Chip told us hopefully A.J. will be able to get into a game sometime this week with that sore elbow. So for tonight, it's Tomas in left and Brito in center. 1-2. Brito strikes out for the second time. That's the second strikeout for Ross, who has retired all 6 he's faced through 5. D-backs down 1-0. Stymied tonight by the Brewers, who lead at 1-0. Time for our Chaz Roberts cool play of the game. Patrick Corbin, BB, every time he gets in trouble so far, for the most part, he's found a way to get out of it.
Runners in scoring position in the 4th inning, struck out the last 2 batters to escape that jam, and then in the 5th inning, once again, runner in scoring position, strikes out Will Middlebrooks to get himself out of the jam.
Sure looks like he's on his way to a big year. Domingo Santana leads off the Brewers' 6th. Santana has scored the game's only run. He led off the 2nd inning with a smash to 3rd that went right through the legs of Jake Lamb. Jake has committed 3 errors tonight. And then he came around to score on a Scooter Gennett double. Corbin at 71 pitches, 44 for strikes. So getting deeper and deeper into the games. Back out there to start the 6th. Daniel Hudson is warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. Corey Knebel throwing for Milwaukee. This is out to Tomas. It drops in front and gets away from Yasmani. Santana is not exactly sprinting up the first base line. He'll stay put right there. Kind of a tweener for Tomas that time.
If you don't commit to come in on that ball right away, you better stay back and play it on a hop. But Tomas didn't get the best read off the bat. Started in and then realized he wasn't going to get to the spot quickly enough, so just bodied it up out there, blocked it, kept it in front, and threw into second base to hold Santana to a single.
That's the 5th hit for Milwaukee. Scooter Gennett has 2 of them, including an RBI double in the 2nd. There's a strike. Santana will run on you. He's got a pair of stolen bases this spring. Yes, he went. Corbin ahead.
Gennett with a double back in the 2nd to drive in Santana, as you mentioned, also singled after the walk to Santana in the 4th, but Patrick Corbin showing him some breaking balls this at bat. A little different story this time around. Picked on a couple of fastballs in his first 2 at bats, so Patrick challenging him here with breaking stuff.
He's ahead 0-2. Gennett has always been a very aggressive hitter at the plate. Corbin right at 75 pitches. Hudson is ready in the Diamondback bullpen. Called strike 3. Ring him up and sit him down. He strikes out Gennett. That's 7 strikeouts for Patrick. And that might be it. Here comes Chip Hale.
After a lot of breaking balls early in this sequence, comes back with a perfectly placed fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 3, and now I believe Patrick's going to give way to the right hand.
Daniel Hudson on his way in. Patrick Corbin tonight, a walk, 7 strikeouts. He leaves trailing 1-0.
Ram Trucks. Right now, get a great deal during Ram Truck Month.
Back in Scottsdale, Patrick Corbin's night is over. He gave up just 5 hits, 4 of them singles, walked 1, struck out 7, responsible for 1 base runner, and he gives way to the right-hander Daniel Hudson.
6th appearance of the spring for Daniel Hudson. He's been throwing the ball extremely well. .227 batting average against him. You can see in his 6 innings of work, he's surrendered 5 base hits, 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk.
He comes in with 1 out, and Domingo Santana, the runner at first. Martin Maldonado, the catcher, steps in. Maldonado 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. And keep your eye on that front leg of Daniel Hudson. You'll see something new this year. It is much quicker up and down. A slight tweak in his delivery this spring seems to have made a big difference. It came from Mike Butcher, who thought Huddy was a little too slow, too pronounced with that motion, lifting his leg up. It was a slow leg kick, and Huddy said it would cause him to sort of coast on the mound out there, float a bit, get a little wobbly. So they have tried to make him quicker and less deliberate at the top. There's Mike Butcher on the left, the pitching coach. Santana takes off. The throw from Tuffy is in time. They got him. Tuffy goes a wish, throws out Domingo Santana, second out here in the 6th. Segura keeping that tag on the whole time and having some fun with Santana.
Good throw by Tuffy, put it right on the money. Good jump over there at first by Santana. You mentioned earlier he runs extremely well. Fortunately, he doesn't slide very well. Front leg went right over the bag. And
I need you to get up so I can move my glove.
His rear end ended up right on the glove, which was in front of the bag.
Sit on it, Potsy. The bouncer to Lamb at third. Jake a little slow to get it out of his glove, but he throws out Maldonado, and Hudby comes in and ends the inning. Bottom 6 coming up. It's still 1-0 Milwaukee.
Through 77 pitches, 1 run. It was unearned, and Patrick joins me now. And, we just talked about the amount of pitches kind of stretching out. Do you feel like you're getting ready for the season? Do you feel like you're ready, maybe even?
Yeah, no, that was great to get out there, get around 80 pitches. Felt strong, which is the most important thing in that last inning. And on my way to, I think we have a couple more starts until the beginning of the regular season.
Everybody talks about what they're working on. Shelby Miller, it's been kind of curveball, and you're working on everything. But for you, the talk has been changeup. So take us through how that's going right now.
Yeah, no, it was something when I was rehabbing all last year I worked on, and didn't really use it too much in games last year. But that was a focus for me coming into spring, just playing catch with it a lot. trying to see some swings on it, which I thought was going to be one of the biggest things, and use it more than often here just to see how it feels. And I think it's something that's going to definitely help this season.
That's the nice thing in spring is you can kind of utilize it however you want. Bob Brenly was actually talking about different schools of thought on how to use it. More regular season, early in an at-bat or later in the game even. Those are the types of things you worry about more when you get into the season, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a good pitch when first pitch of an at-bat, like you said, and when they're thinking of fastballs coming, it's something you can throw in there. And I've noticed it's made my fastball a lot better at the beginning of the spring.
Chip Hale, I think he used the term training wheels off, so a more normal season for you. Obviously, last year was solid, coming back off Tommy John, and so that's got to feel great for you, right? Describe how you feel as far as just a little more freedom, a little more back to normal, right?
Yeah, I kind of felt today like it was a game last year. I was 80 pitches and I'm out, so I'm used to that, I guess. But hopefully, this year it'll be being able to go deeper into ball games, have those pitches where if guys get on base, I can work the count a little bit, throw some more pitches, and I think it'll help our bullpen out, being able to go deeper into the game.
Quickly kind of wean you off that. You'll be left in there to go the distance if you can. So, the rotations change. Greinke, Miller, I was just talking to Wellington Castillo about that, and just the expectations change with that too, don't they?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's going to be fun having those guys go out before me battling and try to go out there and one-up them. So, but I also think Ruby and whoever's at fifth spot, Robbie or someone else, I think they've been really impressive this camp as well. So I think we have a really deep rotation that's going to help improve our season, and hopefully with this offense that we have in the defense should help us pretty good.
Everyone's kind of talked about Greinke being very analytical. Pitchers always pick each other's brains, but have you already been talking to those guys a little bit about just pitching in general? Yeah,
Zach likes to talk hitting, I think, a little bit more sometimes, but it's...
You show him you're the guy that knows about the hitting.
I don't know. He's got a homer, so he can talk, but that's a good swing right there. Get out. Yeah. But yeah, Zach, he's, he knows every hitter in this league like the back of his hand, so it's going to be fun to watch him go out there and pitch. And the games where I'm on the dugout sitting next to him to talk some hitters and just see how he pitches to them and go from there.
Pretty good hitting rotation at the top.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Shelby, he's got some pretty impressive BP, so maybe something you guys can get some video on there.
We'll work on that. Thanks. We appreciate the tip. Patrick Corbin, thank you, Pat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Guys, we'll send it up to you.
Another very encouraging night, Jody, for Patrick. Gene Segura flies out against the new Brewer pitcher, Corey Knebel. So one down in the sixth. Here's Nick Ahmed, who doubled his last time up. He's got the Diamondbacks' only hit tonight. Patrick Corbin mentioned Robbie Ray or whoever gets that fifth starter spot. Here's the numbers on Knebel. There actually is some news about that today. The Diamondbacks made 5 roster moves today. And both Archie Bradley and Tyler Wagner, who the Brewers got from Milwaukee in the Aaron Hill deal, were optioned to AAA Reno. So the herd has been thinned a bit, Bob, for that fifth starter spot, and Robbie has been outstanding all spring long.
He's been really good, and to the guys that did get sent down, it just means that they need a little bit more work on something before they're ready to battle for a spot in the rotation up here at the major league level. And you hope they approach it with that attitude. Go back down there to the minor leagues, try to work on the things that you need to get better at to stay up here at the major league level and improve the depth of the pitching staff.
Look at Nick Ahmed, who couldn't quite check his swing there. So maybe we'll see an announcement from Chip about that fifth starter this week. Ruby De La Rosa starts here tomorrow night. Robbie Ray starts against the Giants Wednesday afternoon. So maybe by then we'll hear something. But there certainly is no rush.
And I thought it was interesting. Patrick pointed out that he thought the rotation as it's made up this year would do a better job of giving the bullpen a little bit of a relief. You think back to the early part of last season, it seemed like Chip Hale was getting into the bullpen in the third or fourth inning of almost every ball game early in the season, and that took its toll on the bullpen. They really were working on fumes for the better part of the first half of the season. But if your starters can get you deeper into the ball game, at least 2 or 3 of the guys in the rotation can get you in the deeper part of the ball game, gives those guys in the bullpen a night off, something they can all use from time to time.
No bullpen in the major leagues worked more innings last season than the Diamondbacks bullpen. 2 quick outs for Knebel. Here's Goldie, who was hit by a pitch in the foot and flied out to right. Chip Hale has waited before naming that 5th starter. He wants to keep the competition open. But with Wagner down and Bradley down, that lessens things a bit. And even Chip has had to admit here when asked, and he's been pressed about it all the time throughout spring training, that yes, Robbie Ray is certainly pitching well enough to be that 5th guy. Oh, 0-2 to Goldie.
High 4-seam fastball there on the 0-2 count. A lot of times that sets up a curveball on the next pitch. Started on almost the same plane, tried to drop it down into the strike zone.
Maldonado with that foot sticking out.
Comes right back with another 4-seamer.
The old Tony Pena stance back there. Goldie smashes it to center. Broxton charges, and he overruns the ball. It rolls all the way to the wall, and Goldie is on the run. Matt Williams will stop him at 3rd. Keon Broxton came in a little too far, and it sailed right over his head. That's a triple for Goldie. He's now hit in 6 straight.
That ball was scalded. I hardly blame Keon Broxton out there in center field. This line drive hit right at him. Looked like it was going to sink down in front. Defies gravity. Goes right over his head all the way to the 410 mark.
Catch me if you can. So Peter O'Brien will take over at 3rd for Goldie, whose night ends right here. He had 3 at-bats. O'Brien, the tying run at 3rd, 2 down for David Peralta. David has struck out and lined out 0 for 2. Last time he did a nice job of taking it the other way, but hit it right at Eric Young in left. David last year had a tremendous knack for getting 2-out hits. His batting average last season with 2 outs was .349. Only D. Gordon, Buster Posey, and Paul Goldschmidt were better. 3-0.
Here for the fastball, he got what he was looking for. Maybe a little higher than he wanted that time, but another aggressive 3-0 swing here in spring training, something we don't see the Diamondbacks do a lot of during the regular season.
Got that fastball up on 3-0 and swung for the downs. Ball 4. Peralta takes the 2-out walk. So we're in the corners now for Yasmani Tomas.
Just runs it in there a little bit too far off the plate. David will take his base, putting runners on the corners for Yasmani Tomas.
Tomas has grounded out and struck out. He's 0 for 2, meeting at the mound here. Roy Ross did a great job. Retired all 6 he faced on 17 pitches. Knebel has already thrown 20 in this inning.
And you can tell we're getting a little deeper into spring training. Peter O'Brien pinch running at 3rd base. The first change of a position player in this game. There were games back in the first week of spring training. We'd seen 48 people already by now.
Don't say anything. You'll jinx it.
Well, I asked Craig Counsell, are you likely to have multiple changes? And he said, well, because of the split squad, we didn't bring as many guys to this game as we normally would. So some of these guys might go 9 innings tonight.
I'm fine with that.
I'm good with that.
A chance for Tomas. 2 on and 2 outs. There's ball 1. Yasmani 5 for 14 in Cactus League play. Jason Bourgeois runs onto the field now and calls timeout. He'll take over at first for Peralta. Slow roller, that's going to stay fair. Walsh overruns it. O'Brien scores, and the Diamondbacks tie the ball game. 2 hits and a walk, all with 2 outs, and it's 1-1.
That'll work. Swinging bunt. You can see how deep Colin Walsh is playing down there at third base. That little chopper right down the line. The only chance he had was a barehanded play and could not make it clean.
Goldie smashed one about 390 feet to straightaway center. Tomas hits a swing and bunt, and it all adds up to a 1-1 ball game. Drew Gagnon and David Goforth both warming up in the Milwaukee bullpen. Eric Johnson, the pitching coach, we presume.
Coaches don't usually do you a lot of favors in spring training. Many of them wear jackets, something to cover up the name and number on the back of the jersey.
Well, here's Jake Lamb, and Jake's had a tough night. 3 errors defensively. He has walked and grounded out at the plate 0 for 1. He's got Bourgeois at second and Tomas at first. The run is in. Jake has doubled 3 times and homered this spring. He came into the ball game hitting just over 300 in Cactus League play this year. Oh, 0-2.
First pitch curveball for a called strike, comes right back with the same pitch on the second delivery. This time down low in the dirt. Jake just can't hold up. Talked about that new approach this year. His hands much lower. Bat down near the hitting slot. Hopefully keeping that bat in the strike zone a little bit longer. You still have to swing at good pitches.
Fastball up, 1-2. Jake hoping that longer swing in the hitting zone will give him more time to react athletically to the pitch, whatever it is. And not just, I guess, sort of be less of a robot up there. Knebel 2-2 now. They got the first 2 in the inning. Goldie tripled over the head of Broxton in center. Peralta walked, Tomas the RBI single. And now 2-2 on land. Fly ball, center field. Keon Broxton drifting near the track. And he's got room. So the Diamondbacks strand 2, but they get 1. It starts with Goldie, a laser over the head of Broxton in center. All the way in at third, a triple for Goldie. Tomas just as effective. We are through 6. Diamondbacks and Brewers tied at 1.
With a D-backs mini plan, you can choose from opening day, a big series against the Cubs, the Yankees, maybe even the Brewers, bobblehead games, or any combination you choose. Save over single game prices with a 6 or 10 game mini plan. Buy now at dbacks.com.
7th inning, 1-1 ball game. Changes all over the field for the Diamondbacks. Ricky Weeks Jr. takes over in left. Socrates Brito remains in center. Jason Bourgeois moves to right. Peter O'Brien takes over at first base for Goldie. Phil Gosselin at second. Nick Ahmed still the shortstop, and Brandon Drury replaces Jake Lamb at third. Damon Hudson back out there for the Diamondbacks on the mound. And there's the switch hitter. Eric Young Jr. leads off the Milwaukee 7th. Two. Eric Young Jr. split last season between the Mets and the Braves. Played just 53 games, hit 153, just 6 extra base hits. Trying to win a job this spring with the Brewers. Lays off that one 2-2. Much behind the plate here. In the seats. There go the nachos.
Told you not to put them on the railing.
Good thing that wasn't a mega dog. Ooh. Could have got ugly back there. There's that nice new D-back shirt. That road gray with the teal right there. That's a good looking jersey right there. Look at that. That's the new look this year. One of the many.
And the darker gray on the road unis really seems to be popular. You're talking to guys on opposing teams and opposing coaches, even some of the umpires. They like that dark gray look on the road unis.
I sat down with Goldie for a while this morning. We did an interview for our season preview show that Bob and I taped. That'll air sometime next week on Fox Sports Arizona. But Goldie was talking about the uniforms. Of course, he was involved, as were a lot of the players. A ground ball to Gosselin at second. And Goldie said the thing he likes about it is you never know what they're going to be wearing. He likes the element of surprise. He wants fans to wonder, gee, I wonder what uniform they're going to wear tonight. That's one of the road looks this year. With the new teal, it's been reintroduced. But he wants, he wants to turn on the TV, go to the ball game. Oh, they're wearing those tonight. Okay. I don't know about that look, but. Keon Broxton 0 for 2.
You get the feeling Paul Goldschmidt in a pair of Wranglers and cowboy boots would go out there and hit 340.
Yeah, that would work. Pitcher spot is up next for Milwaukee. And Monty Harrison is in the on-deck circle, the outfielder. Speaking of that, evening on the Diamond is coming up again. Are you going to wear your Jerry Glanville outfit like you wore last year?
I would keep everybody guessing.
Just like Goldie. Remember last year you showed up, you looked tremendous. A cowboy hat, black jeans, black shirt, big belt buckle.
It all still had the tags on it, too.
No, I didn't wear it.
I actually ran into A.J. Pollock and his wife the same afternoon. We both went to the same country attire store, and he was shopping on one side and I was on the other side. Turned out we were both doing the same thing.
Smashed into left, a base hit for Broxton. That's 6 hits for Milwaukee. And Broxton can fly on the bases, so be careful here. No one throwing to the Diamondback bullpen right now. Monty Harrison. second-round pick by the Brewers 2 years ago out of high school in Lee Summit, Missouri. Harrison last year played rookie ball in Helena. Hit just about 300 there. Just a kid. 20 years old. And they got Broxton hung up. Nope, hold on. I think we might have a balk here. Yep. That is a balk, so Broxton was picked off. He ends up at second. A balk has been charged to Daniel Hudson. It's not Jim Reynolds, who we were told is the plate umpire. Watch the front leg.
Ever so slightly buckled that left knee, which is usually an indicator for the base runner that it's safe to try to advance or at least take your secondary lead. That time a little flinch with the left leg and then a jump off the rubber and fired over to first, and they had Broxton out in no man's land.
Now he's at second with one out. Monty Harrison. He's a big kid, 6'3", 220. Ball and a strike. Over the head of Ed Cedar at third, 1-2. Watch out, Jody Jackson.
Yeah, I moved. I saw it, but that was right in my chair. I'm glad I moved. My reflexes aren't as bad as I thought they were.
It looks like you finished off that Mega Dog.
What's that, Steve?
It looks like you finished off the Mega Dog.
No, I couldn't. Megadog won that battle.
Megadog always wins.
Megadog always wins. Not quite, but it was good. There's still quite a bit of it. It's down here, guys. It's a little cold now, but you could microwave it.
Harrison strikes out. First strikeout for Huddy, 2 down. Well, selling a lot of Megadogs tonight here. 11,011. That's another sellout at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. This amazing facility just keeps on rolling. Colin Walsh, who has seen about 4 or 5 pitches in 3 at-bats.
Apparently double parked somewhere here at Salt River Fields.
Hacking away again. A switch hitter playing third base. Came into the ball game hitting .321 with 5 RBIs this spring, but he's 0 for 3 tonight. A Rule 5 pick by Milwaukee in December. They got him off the roster of the Oakland A's, where he spent last year in Double-A ball. He is not going to get cheated tonight. Walsh was a 13th round pick out of Stanford by the Cardinals 6 years ago. They let him go. He hooked up with the A's. Spent the last 2 seasons with Oakland in their minor league system. And is now here with Milwaukee as a Rule 5 guy. Had a good year at Double-A last year. He was at Midland, hit .302 with 13 homers. Stole 17 bases. He runs well. Keon Broxton at second. 2 outs. A ball and 2 strikes on Colin Walsh. You know who the Diamondbacks, or I should say the Brewers' third baseman will be this year? It's Aaron Hill. That one kicks away from Tuffy, rolls toward the Brewer dugout, and Broxton's in at third. Aaron Hill played for the Brewers in their other split squad game this afternoon at Maryvale against the Angels. And so Aaron is not here tonight, but we want to wish him a happy birthday today. Full count, 3-2. Jonathan VR is on deck. He would be next.
A rare changeup that time from Daniel Hudson, a pitch we rarely see him throw.
Go ahead, run at third, 2 down.
He's going to throw another one right here.
And he got him. Walls throws the bat and the helmet. Daniel Hudson strands that run at third. We are still tied in the 7th. Here at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. Our Nissan high excitement player, Goldie, laces one over the head of Keon Broxton in center for a triple. And he would be replaced by Peter O'Brien, who came in on a Yasmani Tomas infield single for the Diamondbacks' only run. New pitcher for Milwaukee, the right-hander David Goforth. A host of changes for the Brewers, in fact. Weisenberger is the catcher replacing Maldonado, so a new battery for Milwaukee. The numbers on David Goforth this spring, 7 games, an ERA of 5.14.
Last season with the Brewers, 4 different stints at the major league level, a total of 20 appearances for Goforth.
Tuffy Gozowicz will lead off the Arizona 7th. Tuffy is 0 for 2. He has twice grounded out. Pitcher spot due up next. And Chris Owings is in the on-deck circle. Walsh and VR still the left-hand side of the Milwaukee infield. Orf and Ramirez now the right-hand side. Peterson, Broxton, Santana in the outfield, left to right. Bounce to third, a short hop for Walsh. One away. Chris Owings, our first look at CO tonight. He'll hit for the pitcher. Brad Ziegler is warming up at the Diamondback bullpen, so it looks like Brad will get the 8th here. And CO through 11 Cactus League games, hitting .324. He's driven in 4 runs. And the thing you like in looking at Chris Owings this spring, that on-base percentage is .390.
He's walked 4 times to go along with his base hits.
He's got 5 stolen bases to lead the team. Go forth ahead 0-2. Fill thine horn with oil and go forth.
Go forth. He's got a big arm. He's consistently in the mid-90s. A couple of fastballs at 95. That one elevated at 94.
Called strike 3. Rings up Owings.
Maybe catches that outside corner. We mentioned, I don't believe that's Jim Reynolds behind the plate. It certainly doesn't look like him, but whoever the home plate umpire is given the outside part of the plate against the right-handed hitters, but not giving much on the inside part.
Socrates Brito has struck out twice, 0 for 2. Socrates has hit safely in 10 of his 11 games this spring, but hitless so far tonight. I've had a request from some umpire experts. I don't want to give away their names, but they have requested a shot of the number. So there it is, 85. 85 is the plate umpire. We'll have that name through our sources for you shortly. Okay. It's definitely not Jim Reynolds. So fly ball out to center for Broxton. And David goes forth with a 1-2-3 7th. Will go to the 8th. Brewers and D-backs tied at 1. Hey fans, the Chicago Cubs come to town for D-backs opening weekend, April 7th through the 10th. That's a 4-gamer. And on Saturday, April 9th, fans can pick up a D-backs cereal bowl courtesy of Arizona Milk Producers. To see the full list of this season's D-backs giveaways at Chase Field, just check out dbacks.com. Jake Lamb can eat his Fruity Pebbles out of that D-backs bowl. Brad Ziegler, the closer, is on in the 8th, trying to get some work in here. on a very slow program this spring, which is by design. They want to have a light as light a workload as possible for Brad. So this is just his third appearance. By the way, our scouts have determined that Stu Sherwater is the plate umpire.
Okay.
I knew that wasn't Jim Reynolds. So Stu Sherwater is behind the plate, and there's strike one. Jonathan VR leads it off. Popped it up. Very shallow center. Evan Marzilli, who's just checked into the ball game, will jog in to collect that one, and that's the first out in the game.
Something you don't see a lot of when Brad Ziegler's on the mound. A fly ball to the outfield. Shallow center field that time for an easy first out of the inning, but Brad's calling card is that ground ball.
Shane Peterson now. He took over in left field for Eric Young Jr. his first at bat tonight. There's a strike. Shane Peterson, just over 200 ABs with Milwaukee last year, hit .259 and 2 home runs. And he's a guy who last season played all over the outfield for Craig Counsell. Even made 20 starts in center field. He can play some first base as well. A left-hand hitter.
Peterson got a little bit of toughy-go switch on that backswing that time. And that hockey-style mask behind the plate.
So if he thumbs up, he's okay. I wish they would let catchers paint those masks like hockey goalies. They could get fun. Could get out of hand, but they're not allowed to have designs on them like you see in the NHL. 3-2. Right back to Brad off the glove, and Peterson will reach. That's an infield single. You could have had a slice of pizza on your mask or something, some kind of design.
Make everybody hungry looking at me behind the plate with a slice of pizza on the front of my helmet.
Ryan DePanfilo, the assistant trainer, out to check on Brad Ziegler. More D-backs baseball for you tomorrow night. We come your way at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Arizona. Ruby De La Rosa on the mound against the San Francisco Giants. So we have back-to-back TV games for you. Domingo Santana has reached 3 times, once on an error. He walked and singled. D-backs have committed 3 errors tonight, all by Jake Lamb. He's been replaced at third by Brandon Drury.
They were talking about the design on the hockey-style catcher's mask. I think John Buck was the last catcher who was kind of grandfathered in and was allowed to wear a design on his helmet because at the end of the season he would auction it off for a charity. But yeah, he had all kinds of New York things on the helmet, Empire State Building.
Yeah,
bridges. I can't remember what all was on it.
Very elaborate designs. Yeah. I remember that.
Well, if you really want to mess with your own infielders, you get a hockey-style mask and you paint a baseball right above the cage, right on your forehead. The pitch gets into the hitting zone. You're not sure if it's the ball on the helmet or is it the ball that the pitcher just threw.
As you can see, Tuffy's got the hockey style mask back there. 2-1 on Santana. Peterson at first. Maybe we can get Todd Walsh to bring over some from Coyotes practice.
Todd's garage. It's hard to say what he's got in that garage.
I'm afraid to go in there. 3-1. These guys have taken some big cuts at some Ziegler pitches in this inning.
Santana's been taking big cuts all night long, starting with that hard ground ball that Jake Lamb couldn't handle down at third base back in that second inning. He walked in the fourth, but had a couple of rips in that at bat and then singled in the sixth.
He's a guy that will strike out a lot. Bounces this one to shortstop. Peterson moves up, 2 down.
Look at that shot of Brewers skipper Craig Counsell up there on the top step, eyes darting back and forth. That's exactly what he used to do as a player. Always paying attention to game situation, what might happen here. What do I look for? Is a runner tipping something over there at first base? Offensively, he'd watch the other team play defense and notice if guys were shifting a couple steps one direction or another, maybe give you an idea of what pitch they're going to throw next. That's why he's the skipper in the big leagues.
Nate Orf took over at second for Scooter Gennett. That is Orf, ORF. Double-A Biloxi Shuckers last year in the Southern League at 274. Fly ball. This could be trouble. Headed for right center, and it drops in. Peterson will score. Nate Orf will take the turn, and he's going to hold up here at second base. It's an RBI double and a 2-1 Brewers lead.
As a hitter, that's what you hope for from Brad Ziegler. You hope he elevates something out over the plate where you can extend and get the ball in the air. You see that fastball up there belt high. As a general rule, Brad likes to work down at the knees and lower, but that time left a pitch up over the plate, and Orf finds that gap in right center.
Nick Ramirez, the first baseman. You don't usually see Brad leave a pitch up like that. That's what spring training is for. Two and one. Aaron Hill, Ryan Braun, Chris Carter among the Milwaukee players who played earlier today against the Angels over at Maryville. So the Brewers have brought a number of minor leaguers over here for the night game. Tuffy's having a tough night back there.
Yeah, got hit with a bat on a backswing, took a foul tip off the chest protector, and takes this one off the right foot. Just one of those innings. You can go for weeks without getting hit by a foul tip, and then you'll have an inning like this where you just get beat up.
Just gets a piece to stay alive. Diamondbacks in the home half of the 8th will have Gosselin, Ahmed, and O'Brien scheduled up. As Brad is over the 20 pitch mark now. Looks like Matt Stites has started throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. He gets Ramirez and strands Orf, but the Brewers get a run. We'll go to the home half of the 8th. Diamondbacks trail it 2-1.
Hey, the Diamondbacks spring training baseball is live with the MLB.com at-bat app. Stay connected all spring with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Bottom 8. Gosselin, Ahmed, and O'Brien due up. Top third of the Diamondback order. Defensive changes for Milwaukee. This is Isan Diaz, who had a tremendous season in the Diamondbacks organization last year. Playing in the Pioneer League. He is the new shortstop for the Brewers. Came over in the trade that brought Aaron Hill and Chase Anderson to Milwaukee. David Goforth back out there for the 8th, and Phil Gosselin will lead it off. Gosselin hitting .387 in 13 games this spring. He has homered twice and knocked in 6 runs. In fact, Phil had a home run yesterday at Goodyear, where the Diamondbacks beat the Reds. Phil Gosselin always gives you a major league at bat. Coaches love the way he stays on top of the ball, hits line drives, does all those things that coaches try to teach to hitters. Nice quick short swing. There it is right there. Orf knocks it down, recovers, and gets Gosselin for out number 1. Nate Orf in there at second. One down for Nick Ahmed, who doubled in the third. Diamondbacks only 3 hits tonight. An Ahmed double in that third. A Goldie triple and a Tomas infield single in the 6th. That's been it. So Nick this spring has it safely in 12 of his 13 games. Oh, 0-2. Goforth back out there after working a 1-2-3 7th with a strikeout. Silvino Bracho warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. He'll get the 9th. I've seen a lot of Bracho lately. He was shut down for the first week or so of games with a slight groin issue, but he is back and throwing. 1-2 on Ahmed. Nick has a base hit. He drops it into right center. Takes the big turn. He's thinking 2 here. And Ahmed is in there. A double for Nick. He's 2 for 4. That's his 4th double this spring to go along with 3 triples and a home run.
And a perfect example there. The Brewers playing a no doubles defense here, up by a run late in the ball game. But because they're playing so deep out there in right field, Nick Ahmed's able to turn this into a hustle double.
He is the tying run at second with 1 out for Peter O'Brien. 11 RBIs in 17 games this spring, hitting .289. He's got 3 homers. Peter went down to Hermosillo when last season was over, played some winter ball down there in the Mexican League. Homered 5 times in 25 games. Takes inside, a ball and a strike. Last year at AAA Reno, 26 homers, 35 doubles, 107 RBIs. Big cut at that one, 1-2. And this is the 2-strike approach now that we've heard the coaches rave about from Peter O'Brien. He'll choke up just a couple of fingers on the bottom of that bat, is how Chip Hale put it. There it is. You can see some gap right here between Peter's bottom hand and the bottom of that bat.
A little better bat control, shorten up your swing just a little bit with 2 strikes. Try to avoid those punch outs. Oops.
Second strikeout for Goforth, 2 outs. Jason Bourgeois now took over for David Peralta in right field. Bourgeois hitting .237 this spring. He's got a home run. Nick Ahmed at second, 2 outs. That's a good look.
I think those are his high school football socks.
They look like it, don't they? Something one of the old AFL teams might wear. Two balls and 1 strike. Jason Bourgeois, last 2 seasons with the Reds, hit .240 at Cincinnati last year. Ahmed, the tying run at second, 2 down. That is into left center, a base hit. Here comes Ahmed. Jason Bourgeois, the RBI single, and we're tied at 2.
Another 2-out RBI by a Diamondbacks hitter. This time Jason Bourgeois taking the ball right back up the middle of the field. Diaz can't quite get there with a dive. Once it gets by, an easy score for Nick Ahmed to tie it up.
And here's another former Brewer now wearing Sedona red. It's Ricky Weeks Jr., who's had a very good spring, hitting .370. 4 doubles and 4 RBIs. Parts of 12 seasons in the major leagues, 11 with Milwaukee. But now trying to win a job in Arizona after playing part of last season with the Mariners. Diamondbacks in the 6th inning. Got a triple, a walk, and a single, all with 2 outs to get their only previous run. And as Bob mentioned, another 2-out hit has tied the ball game. Bourgeois just back in time. Bourgeois got 3 stolen bases this spring.
This is definitely a steal situation. 2 outs in the inning. Bourgeois would like to get into scoring position if he possibly can get a jump on Goforth, but the Brewers are throwing over there to first base, trying to keep him honest, trying to shorten up that lead a little bit. That wiggle one, that's usually the sign for a sinker.
Bourgeois holds it first. Ricky Weeks can still turn on one.
I remember one of the first times I talked to Craig Counsell after he got the Brewers managing job, and we were talking about Ricky Weeks and his time in Milwaukee before, and I said, what surprised you about him? He says, his size. He looks like a linebacker. He said he kind of hides it well underneath the baseball uniform, but when you see him with his shirt off around the clubhouse, he said, this guy is a beast.
5'10", 220, 33 years old. He was brutally honest when asked why he thought the Diamondbacks were his best path back to the big leagues, and he said, well, to tell you the truth, this was pretty much my only shot. There just weren't a whole lot of opportunities out there. He's been given a chance, and he has produced. Goforth behind now, 3-1. Brandon Drury is on deck. He would be next. They are looking right now, says Chip Hale, at Ricky Weeks strictly as an outfielder. Of course, he had been a second baseman his entire career, more than a decade in Milwaukee. But last year in Seattle was used as a left fielder. Bourgeois takes off, and that's ball 4. So a single and a walk, both with 2 outs, have put 2 on for Brandon Drury. And he has been one of the Diamondbacks' hottest hitters this spring at .351. Brandon in 15 Cactus League games has hit 6 doubles. He's homered 3 times. He's got 9 RBIs. And Ramirez at first will play well off the line. Two. Bourgeois, the go-ahead run at second, and Ricky Weeks Jr. at first. Hard to third. Walsh knocks it down, recovers. And a nice scoop at first by Ramirez. But the Diamondbacks get the tying run across. We'll go to the 9th inning. It's 2-2. Gig Life high-speed highlights presented by Cox. Scooter Jeanette got it started for the Brewers. That was back in the 2nd inning. An RBI double, but Patrick Corbin shut the door from there. He walked 1 and struck out 7. He went 5 1/3 tonight. Diamondbacks answer with Goldie in the 6th. The triple over the head of Keon Broxton in center. Came in on this Yasmani Tomas infield single as O'Brien was running for Goldie. And then Jason Bourgeois down 2-1. A big 2-out single in the 8th has tied the ball game. Those are your Gig Life high-speed highlights presented by Cox. And a new battery for the Diamondbacks, as Adam Weisenberger leads it off, the Brewers catcher. And he hits it right to Nick Ahmed at shortstop. Brett Hayes is the new catcher for Arizona. And on the mound, it's the Bulldog right-hander. Give it up for Silvino Bracho.
You love that, don't you?
Don't be a Weisenberger. His third appearance this spring. Keon Broxton, the former Diamondback. Javier Betancourt is on deck for Milwaukee. He would be the pinch hitter. Broxton singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Keon Broxton, originally a third-round pick by the Diamondbacks in the '09 draft. And he's had a good spring, hitting about .350. He split last year in the Pirates system between AA Altoona and AAA Indianapolis. Hit .273 with 10 homers and stole 39 bases. He's got great speed. Out of Lakeland, Florida. Pirates got him last December. The Brewers got him from the Pirates last December in a deal for Jason Rogers. Milwaukee outfield somewhat in flux this year. Three and one.
Strength against strength right there. 3-1 count. Here's my best fastball. See if you can handle it. And that time, Bracho able to throw it right by Broxton.
Got the fastball up, but Broxton a bit late on it. Bracho really does have that deception back there. He hides the ball well.
And we've talked about his delivery before this season already. Just very deliberate, you know, a couple of toe taps. He takes a while to get the glove up into a set position, takes a deep breath. Everything's kind of slow and deliberate. And he just drives that arm. Fast arm.
Right by him. He strikes out Keon Broxton, 2 down. Bracho last season, saw him at the tail end of last year. Just over 12 innings for the Diamondbacks, 17 strikeouts, only 4 walks. There's the new pitching coach, Mike Butcher on the left, Chip Hale on the right. Mike Fetter is assuring there's quality control down there.
Absolutely. Quality control.
Javier Betancourt. Hitting in the pitcher's spot. Drives one left center field, but Marzilli runs it down. Evan Marzilli due up third in the home half of the ninth. Diamondbacks and Brewers tied at 2. So I guess you got to get together if you're Chip Hale with Ed Cedar and figure out, all right, how many innings we playing here?
Yeah, I caught Ed Cedar, the third base coach, on his way back to that first base dugout, and looked across to Craig Counsell. How many pitchers do you have? Can we play extra innings? It appeared that both managers were content to end it here in the bottom of the ninth, regardless of the score of this ball game. I mentioned the Brewers had a split squad. They probably used several pitchers in the day game today. Gone through a boatload of pitchers here tonight, and perhaps Craig Counsell just didn't bring enough arms over here to go extra innings.
Matt Stites still getting some work in down in the Diamondback bullpen. There is no one throwing for Milwaukee, but the Brewers do have a new pitcher out there. It's the right-hander Jay Chapman, who, like Patrick Corbin, pitched at Chipola College in Florida and had a very good ERA in 59 appearances last year in the minor leagues. 2.37. Has seen some major league action with the Chicago Cubs previously, but that was 4 years ago. Has not pitched the big leagues in 4 years. Brett Hayes, the catcher, leads it off. I think they figured out a way to actually skip the pitcher spot since we're waving the white flag, because Marzilli was due up third in this inning. The pitcher spot is due up next. But Nevin is in the on-deck circle as Hayes leads off the ninth. Now you could pull that off in the regular season, you might have something.
Yeah, make a double switch after the fact.
And now they've corrected that on the scoreboard here. There it is, Marzilli batting eighth. I can hear Orlando Hudson from up here.
No matter where he's sitting on the field, he's too close to our field mic.
Brett Hayes 4 for 18 this spring. Three and one. And there's a leadoff walk. Brewers won their game earlier today at Maryvale over the Angels on a walk-off, so maybe the Diamondbacks can return the favor here tonight. And Marzilli will be the hitter. We'll get a pinch runner for Hayes at first. Todd Glazeman coming in, and he will take over. He's the winning run. So here's Marzilli, and he has had a really good spring training, Evan Marzilli. He's hitting just over .350 this spring. His numbers last year in the minor leagues. Most of his season wiped out by an ankle injury. Marzilli trying to move the runner along, and he'll do it. Chapman's on it, and Glazeman's in at second.
Something you certainly don't see much of in a spring training game, a sacrifice bunt, but it is the ninth inning of a tie game, and Chip and his staff want to win.
Well, here's Joaquin Arias, the former Giant. .280 in 15 Cactus League games with the Diamondbacks this spring. He's got 7 hits, all singles.
It was only the second sacrifice bunt the entire spring for the Diamondbacks. The other one was by a pitcher, so first time a position player has been used to move a runner.
Winning run at second, 1 out. Reaches out and rolls it behind the bag. A nice play by Orth. And they get Glazman to third, 2 down. That one couldn't quite sneak through. That would have been the winner right there. So Glazman at third, 2 down now, and we'll see Phil Gosselin. Well, that's the second time tonight that shift for Milwaukee has worked out.
Orf came into this game late, but he's made his presence felt. An RBI double back in the 8th inning. Made a couple nice defensive plays up the middle of the field.
Gosselin 0 for 1. Phil, a home run yesterday at Goodyear, where the Diamondbacks beat the Reds. Trying to be the hero again tonight. He's homered twice this spring. Don't forget, more spring training baseball for you tomorrow night. A 7 o'clock start. D-backs and Giants right here. It'll be Ruby De La Rosa on the mound. Nice block back there. That's Adam Weisenberger. Opening day, April 4. A special live 1-hour Diamondback pregame show, 5:30. Zach Greinke in his D-backs debut. 2-2 on Gosselin. Brewers open up at home April 4th at Miller Park against the Giants. Willie Peralta named today as Milwaukee's opening day starter. Former D-back Chase Anderson will be the 5th starter this year for the Brewers. 2-2 pitch. Full count, 3-2. Nick Ahmed on deck. He's got kind of a Papelbon thing going out there. Chops it foul in the seats. Phil Gosselin's a tough out up there. He's almost always going to put the ball in play. Yeah, if this doesn't remind you a little bit of Jonathan Papelbon right here, this whole routine. The lean down.
We've seen hitters hit out of a crouch. Chapman pitches out of a crouch.
Ball 4. Phil Gosselin draws a walk. Second walk in the inning by Chapman. And a chance for Nick Ahmed now. Nick is 2 for 4. He's got a pair of doubles. There's a look at Chapman now. Give you the Papelbon glare. Glazman pinch running at third. He's the winning run. Ahmed belts it to left, and the Diamondbacks win it. Nick Ahmed's third hit tonight is the walk-off winner. And the D-backs have won 17 of their 22 Cactus League games this spring. A 3-hit night for Nick.
The Diamondbacks are going to walk away with at worst a tie in this ball game, but Nick Ahmed makes sure they go home happy tonight. Clean single into left field to drive home the game winner. And
Nick Ahmed continues his torrid spring at the plate. 3 hits tonight, 2 doubles and a single. He has hit safely in 12 of 13 games this year. Came into the ball game hitting .405 this spring and goes home 3 for 5. And Chip Hale and his Diamondbacks go home a winner. They will be back here tomorrow night with Ruby De La Rosa on the mound against the San Francisco Giants. We'll have that game for you. A 7 o'clock start on Fox Sports Arizona. So Craig Counsell's team plays a split squad game. They win earlier today at Maryvale on a walk-off, and they lose on a walk-off here tonight in Scottsdale. The Diamondbacks just keep on winning. 17 wins in 22 games. They win it 3-2. For our director, Mike Fox, our producer, Brad the Big Dog Weimer, Jody Jackson, my partner, Bob Brindley, I'm Steve Brickman. Thanks for watching Diamondbacks baseball. We'll see you tomorrow night. That's a Fox Sports Arizona Plus game, a 7 o'clock start against the Giants. So long, everybody.